A garden is an energy source for each house. In modern flats, this would be replaced by a sit-out or a terrace with potted plants. Gardening brings us in close touch with nature. People strive for attractive and colorful gardens throughout the year. That's why floriculture and its practices are expanding and growing fast.
Dahlia, named in honor of a Swedish botanist Andreas Dahlia. It belongs to daisy family. First of all, in the year 1789, the seeds of Dahlia were brought to Europe from its country of origin, Mexico. India got Dahlia as a British legacy. The Royal Agri-Horticultural Society of India, Kolkata, received the Dahlia in 1857.
Flower lovers can depend upon flowering bulbs to provide a constant and varied supply of flowers. There is no doubt that dahlias are the most important of the tender bulb cut flowers. Dahlia comes in great variety in dazzling colors. It is free blooming and an easily cultivated plant and can be planted in pots as well as in the ground. Dahlia can be grown in the hills during summer and in plains during winter. A cool climate and moderate rainfall provide best results. Single, double, cactus, pompon, and decorative are some of the types of dahlias. The bloom size ranges from over 254 mm diameter for giant to below 50 mm diameter for pompons. Dahlia is grown by seeds, cuttings, and tubers. Nowadays, dahlia is propagated by cuttings and from seeds after cross-fertilization between two different species of good quality. Hand pollination is preferred to develop new varieties. Pollens are collected and taken on the tip of a soft brush and are passed on to the receptive stigma. Every petal has a Y-shaped stigma. Pollens are found at the center. Transferred pollen grains on the stigma begin to germinate in the presence of sticky and sugary secretion on the stigma. Intine grows out as pollen tube which grows through the style to reach up the ovary. The vegetative nucleus soon disorganizes and the generative nucleus divides to form two gametes. The pollen tube enters the embryo sac where one of two male gametes fuses with egg nucleus to form a diploid zygote, and the second male gamete fuses with the diploid secondary nucleus to form the triploid primary endosperm nucleus. The diploid zygote then develops further to form the embryo of the seed, and primary endosperm nucleus forms the endosperm of the seed. After this is covered with a specially designed polythene bag, so as to avoid fertilization by the pollens present in the air. The seeds ripen within 1.5 months. As soon as the seed head opens, seeds are collected and dried in the sun for several days. Now the seeds are ready to preserve in airtight metal containers. Seeds are irradiated with gamma rays with cobalt-60 for producing color spots and spot strips of different colors on the petals. The rooted or unrooted cuttings can also be irradiated for inducing color spots.
Flower color are due to formation of secondary metabolites like anthocyanin and others. Their formation is a complex process. Concentration rate of these metabolites is responsible for particular color. Due to mutation, there is a change in their formation which result in color, spots, shape and size.
The sowing is done in the seed pans. 3 parts of leaf mold mixed with 1 part of coarse sand is a good medium for sowing. This medium must be heated for about 5 minutes to remove fungus. The first flower of the first year's seedling gives a fair idea about its latent qualities. Now the desired plants can be grown further. To propagate dahlia by cutting, stock plant or main plant is watered a few hours before taking the cuttings. Best time to take the cuttings is late afternoon or early morning. A good cutting is 6 centimeters to 8 centimeters long from the cut end and 2 to 3 millimeters in diameter at the cut end. The cutting is done either 1 centimeter above the node or half a centimeter below the node. These cuttings are dipped in water immediately for 2 to 3 minutes. These are taken out from water and then the tips of cuttings should be dipped in any rooting hormone which helps in the faster formation of the roots. A seed pan with a mixture of leaf mold and sand in equal ratio is kept ready to propagate the cuttings. A straight hole 2 or 3 centimeters deep is made with the help of a reed. Now the cutting is inserted into the hole. The medium is pressed with the fingers so as to make the cuttings stand firmly. This medium should be kept moist and the pan should be kept in the shade. After 10 to 15 days, the cuttings start developing the roots. Rooted cuttings are first transplanted singly in small 4-inch pots for 7 to 10 days. Thereafter, they are ready for planting out or planting in 10-inch flower pots with root ball intact. Bamboo sticks should be provided to each plant after they attain a height of 6 to 8 inches for support. Dahlia requires sufficient watering and moist soil. For good development of dahlia plants, liquid manuring is essential for the potted plants. All lateral buds except the crown buds, should be removed. For garden decoration, apical tip is pinched and lateral branches are allowed to grow and give more flowers. When the flowering is over, tubers are taken out of the pot and dried for a few days and then stored in a dry and cool place for the next season. Sprouted tubers are divided. Every tuber division must have a sprout with a tuber. A suitable fungicide should be applied to the cut portion of a tuber and then planted in a pot. In planes, sprouted tubers are planted in pots for taking cuttings from them or for flowering also.